Hello all, in this tutorial we are discussing about the next collection data type, that is nothing but list. Okay, that is nothing but list. List, actually, for Python developers there is a proverb like list is not just a part of Python, just list is heart of Python. Okay, why I'm telling like that is because so in Python, okay, without list data type we cannot imagine Python coding at all. Okay, so that means like a Python, I mean in Python, list is such a very important data type where with which Python whole programming of Python will revolve around. So let us try to understand what this list is and why we will call the list as such an important data type. All those things we will discuss. Okay, we will try to understand in this. Now let us see how it works. Okay, so list is basically a collection of elements. Okay, list is basically a collection of elements closed inside, okay, closed inside square brackets. Okay, closed inside square brackets is known as list. Okay, collection of elements closed inside square brackets is nothing but list. Okay, now list has certain properties. Okay, list follows certain rules. So all those rules that list follows we'll discuss in detail in this data type. Now list is, okay, in list insertion order is preserved. Okay, in list insertion order is preserved. That means in the order, okay, in the order what we entered in the order what we entered, in the same order, okay, internally in the same order data will get stored. Okay, order what we entered cannot be changed. Okay, order won't be changed again and again in list. So now let us see how that will work. Okay, now let me create a list which contains the numbers from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like that. Okay, so now I have created a list, right? So I want to check the data type. I want to use this function called as type of. Okay, with the help of this type of function I have checked the data type, that is nothing but list. Now if I want to, okay, if I want to access the access the first element, I need to use the 0th index. Same way, if I want to access the second element, I need to use the I need to use the index 1. Okay, in that way we can access the element. Now let me print this entire list. Okay, let me print this entire list. See, in the order, okay, I entered in the order like 10. First I entered 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, then 60, like that. Okay, so in the order what I have entered, data is also stored in the same order, isn't it? Okay, in the order what we have entered, in the same order data also got stored. That's why list for, okay, we always say this rule that list follows that insertion order is preserved rule. Okay, that means whatever the order we entered, in the same order data will get stored. Second rule that we want to discuss here is nothing but duplicates are allowed. Okay, duplicates are allowed to take inside a list. Now let us see a list. Okay, let us take a list. Now suppose I am creating a list. Okay, I am creating a list which contains the numbers, okay, which contains same element is repeating multiple times. Okay, it contains same element is repeating multiple times. Okay, so same element is repeating multiple times. That means okay, in list we have multiple tens. Okay, in the same list we have multiple tens, multiple 20s, multiple 30s, multiple 40s, and 150, of course. So in list, okay, in list data contains duplicates. Okay, in list data contains duplicates. That means like it's not mandatory that in list we have to maintain only once. Okay, one element can be present multiple times in a list. So in that way we can say that duplicates are allowed in list. Next point is nothing but heterogeneous objects are allowed. Okay, heterogeneous objects, that means like in list there is no compulsion. Okay, there is no compulsion that in list every time we need to enter only one type of data. Okay, that means in list we can, okay, it's not mandatory that we need to enter only numbers or only strings or only boolean values. It's not mandatory to enter only one kind of data. Okay, now we have the luxury to enter any kind of the data type which we want. Okay, now if you see the below example, in this example we have, okay, we have some integers, some strings, some complex numbers, some boolean values. Okay, we have multiple things in the, okay, we have multiple things in the list. Now let us see, Okay, now let us see that this list contains, okay, now let us see that this list contains this multiple data types. Okay, and list contains this multiple data types. So see, like we entered multiple data types in just one list. That's why we call that list support heterogeneous objects. Okay, we can enter multiple data types in a single list. Now the next thing is nothing but list is dynamic. Okay, list is dynamic with respect to size. That means list is completely mutable. Okay, I just want to make this point very clear. So list is a mutable data type. That means once we create a list, we can update the content, we can add new elements, we can remove the existing element. Okay, so since we are able to add, remove and update, so that may, okay, in that way list size is not constant always. Okay, list size can keep on increasing every time. Okay, so list size can increase, decrease, anything can happen. That's why we call list as a mutable data type. Okay, now at 0th index, okay, at 0th index I have the element called as 10. Now I don't want this element as 10. I want to update this element as something like 999. Okay, if I update this element to something to 999, then see it's completely accepting. See, before 0th element is 10, now it is updated to 999. That's why we call list as a mutable data type, because content in the list is completely updatable. Next thing we want to discuss here is nothing but list supports indexing and slicing. Okay, indexing and slicing means, as I already told you in the previous videos, like indexing means we can access elements. Okay, indexing and slicing is the way of accessing elements. So 0th index we have 10, and one index we have 0th index we have 999, and one index we have 20. Like that we can access elements present in a list by using indexing and slicing. I hope all of you understand all these points with respect to list. Okay, so basically list is a collection of elements. Here it is mutable. Okay, now let us move to the next data type, which is very similar to list. Okay, now let us move to the next data type, which is very similar to list, but of course it is not exactly like list. Okay, of course it is similar to list, but it is very different from list. That is nothing but tuple. Okay, now we are moving ahead to the next data type, that is nothing but tuple. Okay, yeah, tuple is a data type. Okay, tuple is a data type in which, okay, tuple is a data type. It is also exactly like list only. Okay, tuple is also exactly like list only. Okay, now we are talking about the next data type called as tuple. Okay, we are talking about the next data type called as tuple. Okay, tuple is also like exactly like list only. Okay, tuple also exactly looks like list only, but tuple contains, okay, but tuple is completely immutable. Okay, tuple is completely immutable, and in tuple, okay, and in tuple data will be, okay, data will be enclosed within parentheses. Okay, data will be enclosed within parentheses. Now let us try to, okay, let us try to create a tuple. Okay, let us try to create a tuple. Now as I told you, in tuple data will be enclosed within parentheses. Okay, except all remaining all is all same only. Okay, okay, except all remaining all same only. Okay, even tuple also supports heterogeneous objects. In tuple also duplicates are allowed. Okay, in tuple also indexing and slicing is possible. Insertion order is also preserved in tuple. So that means like a list and tuple are almost same, but only difference is tuple is completely immutable. Okay, tuple, okay, let me make this point very clear. Tuple is completely immutable. Immutable means once we create a tuple object, that means once we create a tuple object, then we cannot change the content inside a tuple. Okay, now the element present at the 0th index is 10, and again the element present at index -1 is what, true. Okay, again the index present, okay, element present at the index 4 is nothing but Java. Okay, so in this way we can access the elements. Okay, we can access the elements present in a tuple. Now let us see why we, okay, let us see why we are calling tuple as a immutable data type. Okay, now I want, okay, now I want to update. Okay, I want to change the element present. Okay, I want to change the element present at 0th index to 999. Okay, I want to change the element present index 0th index to 999. Now let's see what happening. It is showing that tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, tuple object does not support item assignment. That means once we create, okay, that means once we create a tuple, then we cannot change the content present inside a tuple. Okay, now let us try to update one more element, t of minus 1. Okay, now I want to update this t of minus 1 to something like false. See, again it is showing that tuple object does not support item assignment. That is the only difference. Okay, that is the major difference between list and tuple, because tuple is immutable, so we cannot change the content present inside a tuple. I hope all of you understand these two data types, list and tuple. Thank you so much. Bye.